8 out of 10 cats. Walford's finest. It's Patsy Palmer. It's Jack on your box. Jack Whitehall. And their team captain, Jon Richardson. And facing them tonight, it's him off the news, Krishnan Guru-Murthy. Stand up, it's Joe Wilkinson. And their team captain, Sean Locke. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy Carr.
Welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, kissing someone for a minute burns 2.6 calories? You know what? Paolo says he's a personal trainer, but I'm starting to think he's just making it up as he goes along. 48% of businesses have banned their staff from using Facebook and Twitter. Sounds reasonable, but it's a nightmare for everyone who works at Facebook and Twitter. And, according to a poll, 35 is too old to wear a miniskirt. That is sexist nonsense. 35 is fine to wear a miniskirt, but 36, Jesus wept. The only thing covering those legs should be a coffin. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. We've teamed up with a leading polling organisation, and they've asked the British nation what stories they've been discussing this week. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 3 most popular talking points. John, Patsy and Jack, what have the nation been talking about this week?
Is it Wimbledon?
Did you go this week?
I went to Eastbourne.
You went to Eastbourne?
It was really good.
Really? So you went to Eastbourne, not Wimbledon?
You have a problem with your sat-nav?
It was a really brilliant match. I saw Venus Williams.
How did you cope with the screaming?
Where, in Eastbourne?
At the tennis, when they hit it and they...
Screaming? Grunting?
They're trying to ban it, aren't they? They're trying to ban the noises.
Yeah, they are. They said this week it was OK, it was better for concentration and stability to grunt.
I have to watch it with the sound down. I can't be doing with it. If you turn the sound down and do your own noises, like boink, boink. I imagine that the ball boys are little gremlins, and then when they come out to get a ball, I go...
Can I hear the gremlin noise again?
Sometimes I go, my ball, my ball, my ball. They've taken all the fun out of it, though. One of the first things they did this week, when it rained, because they can still play, but they closed Henman Hill, because they didn't want people sliding down. And again, more fun than tennis. Like, they should just have a camera, posh old lady with a tray full of Pims, just trying to get across... Far better than tennis.
Joe, do you watch the tennis?
Yeah, well, no.
I used to watch it, but yeah, it's the same thing. It's just different people winning. It's the same every time. Oh, you won that one.
Does anyone think Andy Murray's going to win?
Of course he's not going to win. We always go through this shit every year. He's never going to win. Read the news like that. Oh, this is bollocks. Not reading that. Move on.
Well, it'd be good. It'd be a breath of fresh air if the news was read like this.
I'd love that.
Afghanistan, yada, yada, yada.
The thing that did annoy me was that Andy Murray takes his top off a lot. And, like, he's obviously proud of his body, isn't he? Which annoys me. If he had my body, he wouldn't do it.
Because if he had your body, yeah. I don't know whether he'd be playing there.
Well, because I get changed like I'm an old woman on the beach. With, like, a towel up, kind of like that. So I find that sort of quite offensive when people sort of go, oh, is the camera still on?
Yeah. I don't think he physically looks that impressive, Andy Murray. That always strikes me as like Nadal is like.
Why does he take his top off?
Yes.
He doesn't do it during the game.
What, has he actually got
afterwards? It's not in the middle of a point. Just woo. Like that. He waits and then takes it off.
If it goes for extra time, it's just in his pants.
I always think he looks a mess because, like, Nadal is incredible. Like, he's just a physical Adonis, and Andy Murray looks like a heroin addict that's shoplifted a JD Sports. He's pathetic. And, like, when you see him next to Nadal is just the perfect man, because he's really strong, he's got these big pistons of arms, but then a really nice little boyish face, sort of very hamsterish features. Like, imagine if you were with Nadal, he'd be like 2 hours of, like, rampant, ferocious sex, and then afterwards, Just make you Eggs Benedict.
Does anyone... Do you fancy a game of Who's Got a Crush on Nadal? Anyone fancy a game? Oh, look, I've won. Let's have a look and see whether Wimbledon is one of the most talked about things this week. The most talked about thing this week? It's week 1 of Wimbledon. If Andy Murray is crowned Wimbledon champion, it'll be an incredible day for tennis, tinged only with the sadness that Federer, Nadal and Djokovic all dropped dead in the same tournament. Sean, Krishnan and Joe, what else have the nation been talking about?
The Greek economy. The bailout, the riots in Greece. They've been rioting about the austerity measures that are being imposed. And they couldn't control the rioters. I thought they'd have used the hummus cannon. Spray them with hummus, and in the sun it'd dry quickly and they'd be stuck like that. Taking a very light-hearted approach to that serious problem they've got in Greece.
Krishnan, you're like a proper grown-up newsreader. Tell us what's going on in Greece.
They're screwed, basically. I mean, they're...
Get to us straight. Don't sugarcoat it for us.
Yeah, they've got massive debts that they can't service, and they need another bailout.
Have they thought of going to maybe Wonga.com?
How much do they owe?
Total debts are €355 billion.
355 billion?
Yeah.
There's got to be a point where you start opening your statements and go...
The thing is, if we bail them out, it might cost Britain about £1 billion. If they go bust, it'll cost Britain a hell of a lot more than that.
But he's not doing it, is he? He's having none of it, David Cameron. He's saying no.
He's saying no.
He's saying no.
Leave it, it's not worth it.
But then in another statement the next day, he said, maybe.
We should be a little bit wary as well of, like, dishing out the money too soon, because I've done a little bit of research, right? Eurovision Song Contest, Greece gave us 2 points. 2 points. They gave 12 points to Azerbaijan. So now they're coming here, oh, can we have a little bit of money? Well, how about you get your money off your best friend's Azerbaijan? You can't, because you don't know what Azerbaijan is. Well, you should have thought of that when you didn't give any points to Lee Ryan. Bitches. They should love Blue. Anthony Costa, he's Greek and he pissed on a cash machine. That sums up their country.
Money back though in the local community, because I've just been to Corfu, and at the bottom of the hill, the villa where we stayed, there was a little supermarket called Aphrodite Supermarket.
Right.
And she was charging £2.50 for a tin of baked beans.
Cheeky bitch!
At least they're all trying to get the money, claw it back.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm just going to check in with the man from Channel 4 News and see if... That sounds like they might be getting the money back. Yeah. Have you heard the latest? Because I don't know what... So, 355 billion. What's 355 billion minus... Was it £2.50?
No.
I mean, you know there's other food in Greece other than beans. Like...
I didn't buy the beans. I just noticed
You didn't buy the beans, but they priced you out of buying beans.
Yeah, I just thought that is a liberty, Aphrodite.
That is a liberty. You can take the girl out of Walford, but you can't.
I think the Greeks have cooked the best food I've ever had. Have you had a gyros? It's like a kebab, but they put the chips in it and roll it up, and it's just... You've blown my mind. No one thought of that. They put the chips in it and then they roll it up.
I've never seen you this passionate.
Oh. Maybe you didn't look me in the eye anymore when we make love.
Final decision rests with John. John, should we bail out Greece?
I don't think we should, because I don't understand how a country can go bankrupt. I just don't... it's one of those things I want to see it happen, just to know what it looks like.
Well, it's £55 to get to Ireland. Go and have a look. Let's have a look and see whether Greece was one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, indeed. Yes, this is the news that Greece is facing economic meltdown. Economists have described the situation in Greece as hairy. So, no change there, then. Fingers on buzzers. One thing still to get.
Cheryl Cole did a message this week saying, oh, I'm so looking forward to going home and spending some time with my doggies. And apparently it turns out by doggies she means Ashley Cole's testicles. And then they said they're going to get back together because they're both getting a bit old and they want to have babies. We need to step in and go, no, no. Absolutely not.
Do you want to just take a moment and look down the camera and ask Cheryl Cole out?
If you're watching, Cheryl, I'll have a go. I'll give it a...
She's incredible. I saw her at Royal Variety and she took my breath away. She's so beautiful. She was like even fitter than Nadal and she was so sexy.
She's so small.
Petite.
She's not that small, though.
She is. She's really, really small, like really tiny. I couldn't believe it.
She is testament to how far you can travel on looks, isn't she? I mean, if you're that beautiful, that's how far you can travel, because she's got no talent. I mean, there's tortoises with more talent than her. You can wedge a door open with a tortoise.
When Cheryl Cole got sacked from American X Factor, it divided the Channel 4 newsroom right down the middle as to whether it was a story for us or not. And
I bet Snow was all over it.
John was very anti.
Yeah.
We actually did a report that we were going to run. John was so angry about it that he didn't shut up on his interviews. So he talked the whole programme out and we didn't have time to run the piece.
So that's because
he got his own way.
That's because he doesn't like Cheryl Cole, he's more into Kimberly from Girls Aloud.
Yeah. Well, what do you make of this Cheryl Cole thing?
He wants to get back with her, right? That's right. He wants to get back.
I reckon.
Well, if he does, he says he's serious about it, and I thought, if you're serious about it, do what I did when I sort of tried to woo my missus. I bought, I made her dinner, chicken Kiev, but not normal chicken Kiev. Not the ones from Mark's. They're a bit more expensive. Yeah, they're about £4. But if he really wants her,
Yeah.
Yeah, you just spend a little bit more, do peas.
Yeah.
I'm no expert, but, I got her.
Did you do that romantic thing? Because I do a romantic thing with chicken Kiev, is I get the chicken Kiev, and then I'll give her a straw, and me a straw, and we pierce the chicken Kiev, and she sucks the fluid out together. Do you do that?
Yeah, until one of us, our eyes water.
Yeah. Then we're both sick.
Yeah. And then it's an early night.
Yeah. She's gone back into that house. Apparently she's gone back to the house where he's lived as a single man for a year. Imagine the DNA in there. He's probably got guttering around the bed.
I can tell you Cheryl Cole's not in the top 3. In a statement, Cheryl said, "I've had the weirdest past few weeks. I wouldn't even know how to begin to tell you all about it. Went to America, got fired, came home." It's not rocket science, is it, Pat? OK, fingers on buzzers, one more thing to get.
Government U-turns?
Oh, yes, yeah, they've done that again.
Government U-turn. There have been 2 government U-turns this week. There's the obvious U-turn over sentencing policy.
Because Ken Clark said we're going to halve sentences if you say you did it.
Yeah.
Which sounds like a reasonable offer. It's almost worth saying you did something.
Yeah. Well, Ken Clark's been dubbed by the Sun. They call him the paedophile's friend, which sounds like the strongest mint in the world. When you take your suck one, it clears your hard drive.
I can tell you it's not the U-turn on prison sentences. Have another guess.
Olympic tickets. I got my Olympic tickets.
You got
Did you?
Yeah, I got all my Olympic tickets. Cost me £28,000. I've got 12 tickets for the 100 metres final. Just me.
Are you just going to...
I'm not going to leave them empty. I'm just going to lie down. I'm taking a couple of dogs with me. And my blind nan. And I did get a couple of Olympic tickets, actually.
What did you get tickets to?
I got 2 tickets for weightlifting, one of the big finals, they had the real super heavyweights, and I got Greco-Roman wrestling. Oh. Quite sort of macho. I wanted gymnastics, couldn't get any of those.
Is that because you're on a register?
No.
I'm worried about finding the events as well. They're holding the shooting in Hackney. Now, if you ask around Hackney for a shooting, you're getting met with a wall of silence. I'm like, have you seen the shooting? I ain't heard nothing, bro.
The cabbies are already threatening to go on strike because they're not going to be allowed to use certain lanes. I think it's more news if cabbies are excited about something. Like if you got in a cab and a cabbie went, "All right, mate, yeah, really looking forward to the Olympics. Only be a bit of traffic, but it's a global event, so you've got to look beyond the traffic and chat."
That is how you talk. Who? Me? Yeah.
Me or my husband? there's a cab driver and my dad and my brother. Do they all talk like that? All right, mate. No.
Guys, you know you just said that in your voice. Is everyone in your family a cab driver?
Yeah.
My granddad was a cab driver. He claimed to fame as he said he drove through the Blitz. I remember thinking to myself, who was driving round with a light on during the Blitz?
Let's have a look and see whether the Olympics is one of the most talked about things this week. So those were the most talked about stories this week. But in other news, congratulations to Rory McIlroy, who won the US Open. Normally, when a golfer takes a shot and they think it might hit someone, they shout 4. But Rory's from Northern Ireland, so he phones ahead with a coded warning. Well, at the end of that, I can tell you that John's team have 1 point, Sean's team have 2 points. Welcome back to 8 out of 10 Cats. Our next round is Pick of the Polls. John, Patsy and Jack, pick a question.
I think we're going to have to go for the full English breakfast.
Oh, that looks nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The beans, they're too expensive for me, though.
OK, here's your related question. What does the British nation prefer, the Queen or a full English breakfast?
To eat?
Yeah.
It's a weird question to get asked, isn't it?
It's the sort of thing some nutcase at a bus stop would can't go, do you like the Queen or fry up? Queen or fry up now! Queen or fry up now! I make my own shoes.
I can't think I've ever woken up hungover and thought, God, I need a picture of the Queen. People don't like the Queen anyway.
Yes,
I mean,
they
really...
do.
Not as much as sausage.
The Queen is massive now.
The Queen is massive now.
Yeah, the Queen... I don't think the
You're
Queen's
getting
ever been
slightly more
popular.
street, aren't you? The Queen is massive now.
We've just had the royal wedding and all of that. The Queen is hugely popular.
They still would prefer a fry-up.
I met the Queen once, and she came up to me and she said, and what do you do?
But
Were
to
you
the
on the
Queen.
news at the time? That's a
I
real
was.
slam.
No, I said, oh, I do the news on Channel 4, and she said, oh, I don't watch Channel 4.
Fuck you, lady. Fuck you. I'm livid. You don't ever watch Channel 4?
She doesn't
I'm not
watch-
buying stamps anymore. I'm going to send everything DHL. I have no interest in your operation.
She's never seen Come Dine With Me.
I bet she watched Big Fat Gypsy Weddings. And she thought, you know, most of them are pixelated. She thought that's what they look like. Channel 4 must have used up their entire pixelation budget on that show. Well, this is John Joe, and he's worried about compromising his scrap metal business.
Well, I don't know. The Queen's quite similar. I reckon she would have watched Big Fat Gypsy Wedding because it's just, you know, people that don't really do
Everyone
anything.
watched that, didn't they?
They
Sort
did
of
a royal
they
one.
live off the state and they're interested in horses. It's basically the same as her.
I don't personally, I'll come out and say I don't like the Queen. I think it's absurd that we have a Queen. Basically what we're saying is that we're no more sophisticated than bees. Bees have a queen, and their queen actually does something. Lays eggs, and is massive. Their queen is about 20 times bigger than them. So you go, fair enough, you can be queen. You're 50 times bigger than us, and you lay eggs. Our queen just doesn't even open doors.
They always say, when people, like, a royal bashing, they always say it's like, it's a tourist attraction, the royal family brings in loads through tourism. And I sort of thought, he's a tourist attraction, but he's not a great one. Like, Alton Towers, that's a really good tourist attraction. I want to see Buckingham Palace of Adventures. I want to see the Queen in a bikini with a water slide. I want to see Charles offering kids rides on Camilla down the beach. It's not good enough.
OK, so what are you going to go for?
I think we've got to go full English. Yeah, we've got
You're
to go
going full English. OK. Sean, what are you going to go for?
I'll say this. Most people go full English, but then vegetarians wouldn't. But most vegetarians, I reckon, don't like the Queen. That's probably true, isn't it? Because they're all bloody commies, aren't they?
You have overthought this spectacularly.
So it's hard. But I'll go full English.
You're going full English. I can tell you the answer is 77% of Brits prefer a full English breakfast to the Queen.
Wow!
Yeah. Quite right. Of course, the modern full English breakfast consists of a packet of fags, a WKD, Twix and the morning after pill. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here's your question. Best thing to do if the world is about to end?
I'd go to the Canal Museum. Couldn't die without going there.
Yeah. Have you not been?
No, it's on my to-do list, though, before the world, you know.
Seems quite achievable.
Yeah, I've got a lot of things on at the moment, though.
Krishnan, what would you do if the world was about to end?
I'd take a picture. You know, capture the moment.
For who?
Like that.
The world's about to end. Smile.
I'd gather my children around me and I'd say, and you're my favourite.
Mine's just really sanctimonious. I think I would do all my admin and tidying and just sit in the middle of the living room and go, finished.
I'd stop people having sex.
How?
If I'm not going to have any, they're not. Push them apart. I spend the next hour stopping. Oi!
You should prepare what you're going to say to the devil, shouldn't you? Like, I'm going to prepare, I'll say, hello, Jimmy.
And I'm going to say we've been expecting you.
Because we're all going to hell.
Yeah, but I hear it's a dry heat.
I love those people that predict the end of the world, and they're like that guy that did it recently got it wrong.
He says it's now going to be in October this year.
Oh, is it? Oh, shit. I'm meant to be on holiday.
Shit, and the Canal Museum's closed June through September.
If there wasn't a Canal Museum, what would you do if the world was about to end, Jeff?
Oh, I'd have a cigarette in a pub. I'd probably get told off, though, you know what I mean? No, you can't do that in here. It's last day.
Yeah.
Number 10 is apologise to everyone you've wronged. I don't know how much notice we get. I'd need a lot.
What's number 1, though?
You said smoking in the pub. You're very close with that.
Go for a pint.
That is close enough. I can tell you, yeah, the best thing to do if the world is about to end is to get drunk. If you wake up in a post-apocalyptic hellhole of despair and misery, the world has just ended. Or you've come to in a Wetherspoon's toilet. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means John's team have 2 points, Sean's team have 4 points, which means Sean's team are tonight's winners. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching at home. If you want more, tune in to 8 out of 10 Cats Uncut on Wednesday. That's all from us. Good night.